a NATO member, wants to send fighter jets, does that get a green light from the U.S., or are you afraid that that will escalate tension?
No, that gets a green light. In fact, we're talking with our Polish friends right now about what we might be able to do to backfill their needs if, in fact, they choose to provide these fighter jets to the Ukrainians. What could we do? How can we help to make sure that they get something to backfill the planes that they're handing over to the Ukrainians?
All right, that's Secretary of State Antony Blinken speaking yesterday. Joining us now for a reaction, Pennsylvania Congressman and member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Congressman Scott Perry, back with us. Congressman, great to have you back on. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, I will tell you, Rob, the hunt for the high gas price scapegoat just continues all around the country, and of course, President Biden and the left are leading. They're leading the safari, and the gas prices started going up long before the invasion of Ukraine because of the United States policy, the Biden policy, to quit drilling for gas and oil and providing it on the open market, closing Keystone, closing drilling in Anwar, your federal lands, continental shelf, no permitting of natural gas. And so while we should not be buying Russian gas, obviously it's about 600,000 barrels a day. I think it's about $75 million a day going right to the Putin war machine. The other side of the equation is to start sending our own natural gas, our own oil onto the market and bring these prices down, not only to stop funding Putin's war machine, but to help people at the pump right here in America. I mean, they don't want to pay these prices, nor can they afford them. Their wages are no longer going up, yet the price of everything is going up, and that's when you can get it. And it's all self-inflicted and unnecessary. These are all policies of Joe Biden and the left.
That's the easiest way to put it. This is Joe Biden's fault. Gas has gone up 40 cents in the last 7 days nationally, and 57 cents, according to AAA, over the last 30 days. That's never happened in history. The last time we had oil prices this high was 2008, right on the heels of the financial crisis. I want to get your take as a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee on the U.S. Basically, the offer that's on the table now would be the Polish would send MiG aircraft into Ukraine, and then the U.S. would backfill and resupply the Polish Air Force. That's fine. I think this is something that should have been done months ago. Russian troops first started amassing on the border in March of 2021, so a full year ago. Why is the news media made aware of something like this? Why are we telling Vladimir Putin what we're doing?
Well, because that's what the West always does, is let Vladimir Putin know, or despots all around the world, we let them know what we're going to do and telegraph our actions. It is very difficult in an open society, but look, because it is, there's no reason we should shirk back from this. When people say, "Will that escalate tensions?" Well, if you're living in Ukraine right now, I'm not sure how tensions get any higher. If you're living in Poland or in Belarus, you're very concerned. And so the thing to do is to let Vladimir Putin know that this is not going to stand. He's not going to stay in Ukraine. And we are going to finally, NATO is going to step up, and whether they're buying F-16s or what they're going to do to backfill is to say that this is enough of this, and we're not going to allow this, not only in Ukraine, but all around the world. Despots, wherever you live, you stay in your own countries and quit invading your neighbors, and you're not going to be rewarded for doing it. And quite honestly, this should have happened a long time ago. It really shouldn't be news.
Couple quick ones here. I want to throw up a map of the alleged war crimes so far of Russian President Vladimir Putin. He has committed many war crimes that we know of right now. This is not going to be a World War II situation where we're able to, haul Putin into a courtroom to stand trial. Will he ever be held accountable for what he's done in the last 12 days?
Well, I think you've hit the nail on the head. The war crimes are only functional if you can get the person on trial and punish them. And of course, this is a sovereign nation. The UN does, or the International Criminal Court can't go get these people. It's the responsibility of their own country, which is why the screws need to be turned down on every single way on Russia. We have no quarrel with the Russian people, but Vladimir Putin must feel the pain from his people. They must be cut off. No exports, no imports, removal from the National Security Council. That alone should be without question. That's non-negotiable. No more negotiating on our behalf for the Iran nuclear deal. Russia must be cut off from the rest of the world and made to feel the pain, so they pull their forces not only out of Ukraine from this incursion, but from the previous ones, and then other countries like Georgia, where they were invaded in the past. This all must stop. The America must be united in this cause against Vladimir Putin.
It's only going to further embolden China if we're not. Congressman, great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. Congressman Scott Perry.
God bless you.
You too.
Thank you.